We have another exciting review for you today in the Bul Armory Nightwood Guns Special Edition EDC Pro Compact. Cue the shooting montage. Okay guys, so what is the Nightwood Guns Special Edition EDC Pro Compact? So this is obviously an EDC Pro Compact, but has a couple of unique features and characteristics that set it apart. One from all of the Bul Armory pistols that have ever existed to this date, as well as a couple of sort of unique features that are pretty awesome and definitely aid in sort of comfort with EDC. So first off, I would say the most obvious thing is going to be that it has a two-tone slide and frame. Now, to my knowledge, this is the first time Bul Armory has ever done a two-tone pistol before. And it looks great. You have an aluminum black frame with a couple of small parts. The magazine release is black, as well as the polymer grip. But outside of that and the plate for the BAO system optic cut, everything else is stainless steel and looks really, really good. I know it's not for everybody, and I've got to say, I know this finish won't be for everyone, but I don't know if it's just because it is something Bul Armory has never done, or if I'm growing into the two-tone era of my firearms collection age, but definitely I am digging this finish. Another couple of sort of unique features. This one's not unique to this particular pistol, but all of the newer Bul Armory lineup comes with the link trigger system, which I think is awesome. It allows you to change out the trigger shoe within probably 30-40 seconds. And one of the really cool things is that this actually will fit in other 2011 platforms. So if you want the ability to change or customize your trigger shoe to your feel or try a bunch out to figure out what feels the best, you could throw one of these in a conventional 2011 and it will work just as well. You also have some unique things in terms of the two-tone. So the slide, like I said, the beaver tail hammer, the thumb safety and slide stop, obviously the trigger, and the magwell are all silver. And two of the most unique features are going to be the beaver tail and hammer, which comes off of a Bul Armory Ultralight or Ultralight Pro. Now, I'll be honest, when I first saw this, I was kind of confused, only because, you know, I carry a full-size 5-inch 2011 every day with a red dot and a Surefire X300, and I've never really had a ton of trouble, at least for me, concealing the beaver tail. So I thought the combination of these two seemed a little odd to me at first, as well as the hammer, just because when I'm used to being able to actually pull this back, that was just something I had to get used to. But in Brett's video, he talks very clearly about why he made these changes, and they actually do make a little bit of sense. So when he talked about the beaver tail specifically, what he noticed, because typically beaver tails sit out a good bit farther, is that when you would bend over carrying something like this, the beaver tail can tend to sort of grab into you or press into your body as you're bending over or reaching down for something. And so the attempt and the goal of this was to basically make that motion a lot easier and a lot less, uncomfortable. The other thing is the hammer. Now, I assumed at first that these two were just paired together because they kind of look very similar to the ultralight parts. And actually what happens is, because this beaver tail is so short, if you ride a gun super high like I do, there can be a tendency for a hammer to actually hit your hand and cause a hammer bite, which is not particularly comfortable. If you've ever shot Glocks or anything and gotten the slide bite from those, it's definitely a bad day at the range. So that was the reasoning for both the ultralight beaver tail and the ultralight hammer. It also sports the BAO optic system that Bul Armory has become well known for, as well as V8 porting. So I had one of these in my review of the top 5 EDC guns, and a Bul Armory EDC Compact came in at number 2. Now, I've got to say, after shooting this one pretty extensively, had I been testing a ported version, this would have definitely been my number 1 EDC for 2026, especially in terms of shootability. Okay guys, so since this is an EDC pistol, we're gonna actually run it through a little self-defense ammo test. A lot of times jacketed hollow points have some very large or sort of awkward openings to their bullet style that can cause feeding in some guns. So we're gonna test this one out and see if it takes everything we feed it. Boom. Runs like a champ, so pretty much anything I can throw at it self-defense wise, it's gonna run. And since this is a 2026 model, it's going to come with all of the same things that you expect from Bul Armory pistol. It comes with one recoil spring instead of two, like the TAC comp that I just did a review on had. So it had 3, this one has 2. But same thing, it comes with 3 magazines, which is awesome. Very few pistols in this space come with 2, let alone 3 or 4 magazines. So having 3 of these is super nice. And it also sports the link trigger system that has been a pretty awesome and unique upgrade just to the 2011 platform in general. These triggers actually will fit into standard 2011s. So if you really like this trigger design and wanted it on one of your other sort of more conventional 2011s, you absolutely can do that. And it's a great option if you want to change out or test different trigger shoes to see what works for you. As I said, this comes with all of the things that you would expect in the packaging of Bul Armory, but one unique thing is it actually comes with a Bul Armory challenge coin that is limited edition with the Nightwood Guns logo on it, which that is a super cool thing. I noticed when Brett was talking about this video, he mentioned not wanting to have a lot of logos or to really, sort of bling up or make a billboard out of this pistol, and gives it a very timeless look. I think that's awesome just because we are so used to seeing tons of these sort of collaboration pistols being just decked out with logos, and it becomes a little busy. So the fact that he's able to have one of these challenge coins in the box to sort of be able to reference his logo and his YouTube channel is really, really cool. Okay guys, so a lot of times with some smaller EDC handguns, they can be a little bit tougher to shoot super accurately. So we're gonna run this through a little quick, about 8 or 9 yard accuracy test with 6 rounds and see how she groups. Let's go take a look. Okay, you guys can see I was shooting pretty fast. I dropped one. It might have been the second shot, but they were all right in here pretty close. That's accuracy enough for me for an EDC handgun. I can live with that. So, how did this thing shoot? I will be honest, for such a small gun, especially with a compact grip, I thought this thing shot incredibly well. Like I said, I think if I had reviewed the ported version of the EDC Pro Compact back when I did my top 5 EDC guns, this definitely would have been number 1. I don't know if I've ever shot such a small handgun, relatively speaking, that shot as flat as this did. Even though it's got a compact grip, I threw the magwell on just to kind of give my fingers something to, kind of push against, just to feel like I've got my whole hand on the pistol. But that definitely aids a lot in sort of feeling like I get a full grip. And no, it's probably not going to shoot as flat as the TAC comp or one of the full-size TAC Pros, but man, it shoots pretty close. Of course, the fit and finish on Bulls is really awesome. There's very little movement in the slide. All the controls are incredibly tactile, and the triggers are all pretty awesome. They have a really distinct wall and are coming in right around 3.5 pounds. So I've got to say, this is a pretty awesome collaboration pistol. I think it's something that a lot of people will be able to use and actually get some function out of. And it wasn't just a YouTuber putting his name on something for the sake of saying he did it. He actually thought this out really well. Bul Armory was nice enough and willing to listen to his criticisms and actually come up with a design that was his ideal EDC. And that's what you have here. Okay guys, that is my review of the Nightwood Guns Special Edition EDC Pro Compact. For more exclusive reviews like this, subscribe to the channel and we'll see you on the range.